Welcome to episode 22, Patty. 22 of the Swider Show. We just wrapped up a great interview with Maddy Siegrist, arguably the best women's college basketball player in the country. So it was a great interview. She broke down a lot of things. She talked about her journey to Villanova, her recruiting process, and obviously the legendary career that she's had. The recent internet sensations that she's had, from Jalen Brunson calling her to go to Villanova basketball, to she got her jersey retired and everything like that. So it was a great interview. Patty, what do you think?
Is that arguable? Are we saying that's arguable? Best player in the country? I guess it's her and Clark from Iowa, probably, right? Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. I mean, and Aaliyah Boston, who is also
a short list. Native. Really?
Yep. So, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not going to say any names before you get to Maddy, but yeah, great interview.
No.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about it, but she has such a simple. She's kind of just like, yeah, I mean, I average like 30. It's pretty simple.
it's so funny because
this is pretty easy.
Yeah, I think I was saying off air. One of our good friends, friend of the show, obviously ACC leading scorer last year, Buddy Boeheim. I saw a little bit of resemblance between the two because, like, for them, it's just it's so simple. Like, all these people get worked up about, like, the X's and O's, like, how complicated college basketball can be, and get worked up in that. Like, oh, no, you have an open shot, shoot it.
Yeah.
Like, it's that simple for people of that caliber. So it was a really great interview. Super excited to see, obviously, see them in March Madness, see them make a big run in the tournament, and shout out to Kylie Swider for helping us get it done.
Yeah, she orchestrated it. They start their conference tournament on Friday, so tomorrow when you guys are listening to this, tune in. They're the 2 seed. Yeah, hopefully a big run from the Wildcats on the women's side, of course.
Yeah,
not necessarily on the men's. I mean, you still like Villanova, but yeah, I mean,
hey, on the men's too. Let's see if they can sneak in the tournament. See if they sneak in the tournament, but yeah, no, just really exciting past couple of weeks for her. A 50 ball, and everything like that. So yeah, it was a great interview, and shout out to Maddy.
Yeah, big time guest, but excited for you guys to hear that. But Swider, big week. We say this every week, but I mean, what got into you on Saturday night?
Shoot, man. Shots started falling.
Yeah.
Felt good from the beginning. My teammates were finding me. I actually got some really wide open looks early in the game. And after that, it just felt good. It felt good from the beginning.
So if you're not sure, if you're living under a rock on Instagram and you're not sure what we're referring to, Swider this past week, Saturday night against no, who was it against? Not the Maine Celtics. You guys are playing the Maine Celtics. Iowa Wolves. There we go. Jordan Bohannon, a competitive podcaster, of course. But Swider, 37 points in the night, 12 for 15 from the field, 8 for 10 from 3. You started the game 10 for 10 and 7 for 7 from 3. I want to ask if you've ever, in your career, do you think you've done that? Is that the hottest you think you've ever started in a game?
I think so. I think from a mentality standpoint, there was no feeling like Carolina, like in the Dean Dome. Every single time I made a shot, everyone was like, ah.
Yeah, yeah. Not necessarily the same crowd in the UCLA training facility, but
no, it was not. But yeah, no, I started out hot, like, and it was almost to a point. Like, I'm not trying to like sound like this guy, but I was like, I kind of want to get like this miss over with. You know what I mean? I wasn't gonna miss a shot.
Oh, here we go.
I wasn't gonna miss, but I was like, I'm gonna keep shooting. Like, I know I'm gonna keep shooting, and like I don't want to miss. But you know what I mean? Because you could end 10 for 10, have 30 points, and not be aggressive. But I was like, I'm gonna keep being aggressive. I'm gonna keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
And no, it was a great night, great team win. We really closed out the game well, and that's something that we were actually talking about last week with Shaq, just our ability to close out games. So it was good performance by the squad. You
guys are like really popping right now. You're kind of outclassing a lot of the G League teams that you come across every game. That's a fan's perspective, not yours. But kind of related. This wasn't in the show planned, but I did see a TikTok this week, and it was like that feeling when you can't miss a shot in warmups, and the sound was something of the sort of like, uh-oh. Like I'm not going to shoot well now because I'm making every shot warm-ups. Do you subscribe to that theory? Because it kind of sounds like you're saying that when you start 10 for 10, you're like, oh, I just want to get this miss over with. If you can't miss in warm-ups, or you're like, oh shit, like I'm getting all my makes in now.
No, usually I think the opposite. Shoot one warm, like, all right, this bat's looking
All right.
big, but
No, that's
but
fair. I used
but
to go the opposite way. When I was bricking in
wow,
warm-ups, I was like, all right, look out.
10, nine
Yeah.
for 10 start.
Yeah. But no, that's hilarious. Also, like, I mean, fuck you for saying get this miss out of the way. A lot of people start for 10. It's like, but yeah, I mean, we'll be following along. You guys play your hometown, sort of hometown, Maine Celtics this week tonight when you guys are listening to this. I'm getting real good at that. The when you guys are listening to this, but yeah. The other thing, we'll move into the big Lakers here. Unfortunately, Brown's hurt. You guys are playing right now. I'm not sure what the score is. I don't have eyes on it. I don't have my TV on. One thing I didn't want to complain about, they interviewed Austin after the first quarter. I didn't much care for that. Did you see that or no? I don't know if you were at practice or
No,
whatever.
I didn't see it. No, I was actually watching the game on my iPad, and it was the Lakers stream. It was like the Comcast Spectrum Sports,
yeah, the local
stream.
the local one,
Yeah,
of course, yeah.
because I was watching it on League Pass because my TV wasn't connected to TNT, so I didn't get to see that interview. But I bet Austin did a great job.
No, he did a great job, but I mean, like, what are they doing interviewing the guy in the middle of the game? You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, you're coming into tonight, 3-game winning streak. The new guys look very good, Swider.
Yeah, they've been a great addition to the team. I think it's just overall it's just such a great fit to play alongside LeBron and AD, and just to complement the players that we already have. Like we were able to keep Dennis, we were able to keep Lonnie, we were able to keep Austin, we were able to keep Maxey, who's been playing with us recently. But just all these young pieces, I'm just really excited to see like where we can go. And then all these guys either have a team option on their deal, or have a year left in their deal. So like these guys will most likely be back next year as well.
Right.
So, and we haven't really seen D'Lo play that much either. So it's been great to have these guys. They've been great to me when I've met them. I've met them a couple of times, and yeah, excited to eventually be back up with them.
How familiar with you were you with Vanderbilt's game before we got to you guys? Because I feel like a lot of people are like just figuring out how good he is and helpful he is on a basketball court.
It's like Shaquille O'Neal.
The Shaq meme,
yeah. Yeah, so I played against Jared Vanderbilt in EYBL when I was a junior in high school, or a sophomore in high school, and he was a junior. So I've known he's been a really talented player. Like he's a Swiss Army knife on the defensive end, can guard 1 through 5.
It's incredible,
just unbelievable. And I think so. We've talked about this with Austin a little bit, how like his stardom and fandom of being in the NBA, of like just being like an LA Laker, to having that stage.
It just puts you on a different level, yeah.
Puts you on a different level. And Jared Vanderbilt hasn't played for like the most high profile NBA teams.
Exactly.
No disrespect to the Timberwolves or Utah Jazz, but there's a different.
No, I want all disrespect to the Utah Jazz and the Timberwolves. Put that on record. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, but the eyes on the Lakers just provide such a, like, for example, like First Take and Undisputed and First Things First. They're all to Lakers every single morning,
every day. Yeah.
So everyone's eyes are on every single game. So it just provides such a stage for these guys to go out there and showcase their talents, and it's going to up their value as well throughout the whole entire league.
Yeah, I feel like Sunday when you guys beat the Mavs, that was like an awesome game. It's the biggest comeback in the NBA this year. Yeah. I think the second biggest was when you guys beat Portland earlier in the year. It was like 25 or 26, but that definitely seemed like Vanderbilt's kind of coming out party where a more casual fan is like, who the hell is this guy? Why is he like, he was the best player on the court for like most of the second half, or the most impactful player on the court.
Yeah.
He was everywhere. He had 15 and 17, had like a bunch of big steals.
Well, even like Jason Kidd after the game saying like Jared Vanderbilt just kicked our ass.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's the ultimate respect of, obviously, not only from an NBA coach, but from Jason Kidd, who's a Hall of Fame player as well. So, he's playing great. I thought Malik had a couple of really great games. And like, even the other night, like he hits a huge 3 in the fourth quarter and I think he shot like 2 for 11 from three. Like just having that confidence, that swagger to be able to make that shot in the fourth quarter was huge. And yeah, I mean, I think all the newcomers have looked great. And yes, it's been great to watch these guys play and ultimately just kind of bring us back to that situation. Obviously, LeBron being hurt sucks, but I think with the recent trades we've made, we kind of have that depth so that we could sustain LeBron being out a couple of weeks, hopefully.
Yeah. No, it's definitely fun to watch you guys. You're sort of rounding into shape. You also got in front of my next question there, the mindset without LeBron for the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I mean, hopefully you can kind of keep your heads above water. And then the West is also so like jam packed that it's like I think 5th to 13th is 2 games apart, 3 games apart. So it's like, I don't know, this will be as exciting as a finish to an NBA season as I can remember. But like I said, Swider, a very exciting stretch run here. Again, by the time you guys are listening to this, it is March. A lot of people consider this to be the best sports month of the year, mainly and basically only because of March Madness, which leads us into our mailbag question of the week, Swider. Adam, you could also chip in here because Sheridan was addressed in this mailbag question. He wasn't able to make it tonight. But we got a mailbag question of the week from Curtis. Great name, Curtis.
Nice.
But yeah, thanks for writing in, Curtis, to be featured on the show, swidershow@gmail.com. He asked, with it being March now, growing up, were you, Cole, Adam, and Sheridan more of a March Madness or NBA playoff guys growing up? So you got March Madness, you got NBA playoffs. Which one will you get more excited for? Let's let Adam go first.
Yeah, Adam, go first.
All right. So, first of all, there is nothing like Thursday and Friday of March Madness when you're in school and watching. At least for me, we'd either the teacher would have it on or we'd have it on, and the teacher didn't know we had it on our phones. But that being said, after those first couple of days, I am much more of an NBA playoffs guy. I usually don't miss a game of the NBA playoffs, whether it's having 2 TVs or watching for 8 hours straight or both. I try not to miss a single game of the NBA playoffs, but I love March Madness as well and usually do pretty well in the bracket challenge.
So does that mean, are you more of a college basketball than an NBA guy or an NBA guy over college basketball? Overall,
I'd say now that I'm in college, I'm a big college basketball guy right now. But growing up, I was 100% NBA. I was Syracuse and NBA, and that's about it. Honestly, didn't watch too much March Madness or college basketball in general.
Well, Binghamton too.
Oh, of course, Binghamton. I don't know if you can call that college basketball, but
oh, come on.
I've been to 150 of those games in my life, so.
That's awesome. Yeah, I guess I'll answer this question next. Yeah. I would say growing up, I was like a huge, I mean, Syracuse fans aren't going to like this. I was a huge Duke fan. So March Madness every single year was an amazing thing. I think I like dreamed more of like my dream was always make the NBA, but I dreamed a lot of like playing in March Madness, playing on that.
That's a great call.
Like Final Four type thing. And college was always something that like I saw in my journey, right? Like these kids now, like they don't even see college in their journey anymore. Like my little brother says all the time, like I'm just gonna I'm just gonna go to the draft, or I'm just gonna go to OT, or you know what I mean? It's just such a different mindset.
I love this. This is great podcasting. We're maturing into the this generation.
Yeah.
Doesn't have it as hard as we did. I love it.
Yeah, this generation doesn't get it. This generation doesn't get it. So I would say growing up, definitely, and I mean, even up until last year, I was more of a college guy, and then obviously being in the NBA now,
yeah, it's different.
It's just such a different style of basketball to be played, right? Like I remember listening to like all these NBA podcasts, and like they would like disrespect the college game, and I'll get like offended by it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how that is like a thing. It becomes an argument, and people are like, "Oh, how do you like college basketball?" Or like, "How do you like the NBA?" It's like I don't know. I mean, it's way different. The styles are so different. It's almost like watching 2 different sports, but you could definitely love.
I feel like people who have a basic understanding of basketball like college more because it's like the students are involved. Like you're playing hard every single possession. Every possession means everything. There's 30 games. It's like so like the basic understanding of basketball. I feel like people kind of like go to college more,
Right.
but if you really appreciate the art of basketball and like how good players are, if you appreciate scoring and like just the masterful like performances that some of these guys make, like I don't understand how you can't be an NBA guy.
Yeah, I mean, it just never made sense to me how you don't like watching the players who are better at it than like if you like basketball, then why do you not like the NBA? It's literally the
Yeah,
best players in the entire world. But yeah, there's nothing worse than like the like oh I like college more because they actually try. It's like all right,
yeah.
man.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
if
Like,
you watch
I'm at
any
this level,
NBA
man. Like,
game, if you watch any NBA game, like all the players are playing their asses off, but just so happens the guys on offense are also really, really good.
well, people don't also realize like the rules are made so that it's a high scoring game.
It's also so much
So
more spread out, like the lane violations, all that shit. It's like
yeah, that's what I'm
completely
saying.
different.
Like that's what I'm saying. The rules make the game different. So like if they want to see that, they should watch EuroLeague because EuroLeague is probably the best league in the world that doesn't have rules to enhance scoring.
Mm-hmm.
And those games, if you guys want to watch a 72-68 game, where men are just beating each other up, like a complete bloodbath, no foul calls, then go ahead and watch EuroLeague.
Yeah,
Like that's a very high level of basketball where it's a 40-minute game,
yeah,
it's a bloodbath. Guys who average 13 points a game are considered the best players in the league.
yeah.
Like that.
And then they're
That's what I
smoking
would say.
cigs after the game. It's
And drinking a 30 pack.
yeah, I love it. I mean, that's no disrespect to EuroLeague.
No, not at all. I mean,
No,
it's
I'm just
the
kidding.
second best league. It's the second best league in the world. But
Well, that's why like Luca has had quotes and other European guys have had quotes where it's like they say they come to the NBA and it's quote easier to score over here. They don't mean that
yeah,
like the players are worse. It's just the rules and the style of play just enhances more scoring.
well, I would say no player has ever said the players aren't better in the NBA, right?
Oh
It's
yeah,
just
exactly.
the rules are different. If EuroLeague came over here and played against a G League team with NBA rules, it'd probably be like EuroLeague team might be like a little bit better talent wise, but it's not like a huge gap. But
Right.
if we went over there, it would probably be a good game. But if we went over there and played in the EuroLeague in a EuroLeague game, we get freaking demolished. Like because we're just not used. Like we get physically beat up, and that's why I think a lot of the time when the USA goes over and plays in these games,
Yeah.
obviously we have way more talented players, but the rules are different. So it's interesting. I remember Coach Wright coached the USA team, and Coach Boeheim coached the USA team a bunch, and they used to say like we have to remind the players that it's only a 40-minute game. Like you don't have those extra 8 minutes in the game
To like ease yourself into it.
Exactly. Like be ready to go. Like it's only 40 minutes, not 48. It's only 40. So it's not 48. Like, they constantly had to remind them, and that's a huge difference in the game. Those 8 minutes.
Mm-hmm. That's also
So,
fascinating from the point of those really good like Kobe and LeBron and Wade and all those guys are probably like easing themselves into games, which is also on the flip side crazy to think about that they approach an NBA game where they're like, all right, I'm strategizing when I kind of not turn it on and turn it off, but the stretches within the game where it's like I'm going to try and take over here.
yeah, it's crazy. It's such a different mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It's different games. I mean, real basketball people understand that, but it's
yeah, real hoopers now.
Yeah,
Dropping one of those. But yeah, shout out Curtis for sparking a EuroLeague conversation there.
who would have thought we were talking about EuroLeague
Honestly,
on
who would
today's
have thought?
podcast?
I don't think I answered the question, but your point of dreaming of playing in March Madness is a very good call. I feel like when I was little, runs like Steph at Davidson, like Kemba, Shabazz Napier, I was a little older for that, but those guys like resonate way more because you basically just take over the sports world for like 3 weeks and you're just immortal. Yeah, the one shining moment. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to be in that. Never was. But yeah, I mean, this is a big big time. Cuse is kind of struggling right now, but GMAC ceremony coming this Saturday. I will be there. Keep an eye out on the social page, Swider Show, on Instagram and Twitter, Friday afternoon. We actually don't even know, Swider, what's being dropped. Adam is keeping it close to the vest. He said it sounds like his
by far the best.
By far his best work. What do people call that?
Magnum opus. Is that what you're thinking of?
That's what I'm thinking of. Thank you, Adam.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Exactly what I'm thinking of.
It's only Tuesday, so we'll see where it gets before Friday. But I'm very excited.
The chemistry of this podcast
I was gonna
say, unbelievable.
I was trying to think of it, and I just didn't have. I was going to say Mona Lisa, which is just not it. But yeah, Magnum Opus. I still don't even really know what that means, but I know that's what it's kind of referring to.
That's great. That's great.
Keep an eye out for that. It'll definitely deliver. All right, Sweater. We're introducing a new segment here because our stat of the week person is he's usually busy on weeknights. We'll put it that way. Sheridan. New segment idea. This needs a sponsor as well. So if you're looking to sponsor, please reach out. The name of it. It's a copycat league.
Yep.
You hear that term thrown around a lot. So basically coaches will be like, oh, where'd you come up with the set? Missoula from the Celtics the other day. This is kind of not really copycat because it is within house, Brad Stevens. But they're like, oh, where'd you come up with that set for Jason Tatum? He's like, oh, I got it from Brad. You look around college basketball, you look around the NBA, all the sets, all the plays being run. Everyone's like, oh, it's a copycat league. I got it from that coach. A lot of people say in the NFL. So basically, what we're going to do here is we're going to make our job as podcasters very easy. And we're just going to see what people are talking about, what's getting the people going, what's hot in the streets.
Yep.
And we're just going to talk about it here so we don't have to think about original topics. Does that sound good?
Hey, I like it.
Yeah, it's perfect. So this week's the first iteration of It's a Copycat League. I don't know if you've seen this on Twitter, Swider, but basically our boy Kendrick Perkins, went on a rant on one of the shows on ESPN. I don't know, Get Up maybe. One of the ones that Greeny's run, the ones and twos. Stephen A's there. Who else? Jalen Rose, JJ Redick, they're all checking in. He basically went on and said 2-time defending MVP Nikola Jokic, odds-on favorite to win his third in a row, averaging a triple-double this year. Long story short, he basically said he thinks he's stat padding this year. JJ Redick, Ryan Russillo, guys like that on Twitter, go after him. It sparked this giant debate where it's like, is Jokic stat padding or not? What are your thoughts there about not just Jokic, but kind of like stat padding in basketball? And I have a specific question for you within it.
Okay. Well, I think it is a real thing within the NBA, right? If someone has 8 rebounds and they have 22 points and 10 assists, you're going to really try and get those 2 rebounds. And your teammates might know, they might not know. Last game, I kind of stole a rebound from Cam Oliver to get my 10th rebound and make sure I secured that double-double. So I would say it is a real thing. It is a real thing. Cam Oliver also had 9 rebounds. So
no way.
Yeah, I felt bad. I was like, let me get this. I need 10. But you even look at like some of Russell Westbrook's. I mean, to be that talented, to be able to stat pad for a triple double, and I put the quotation marks around stat pad.
Yeah. You got to tune into YouTube to see that.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, I think it's unbelievable in its own right. So I think Nikola Jokic is a masterful basketball player. In the one game I really got NBA minutes was against the Nuggets, and he had like 12 points. And at the end of the game, they were like putting they were like saying his stats over the loudspeaker. They're like, Nikola Jokic, 12 points, 17 assists. I'm like, what? Like, I played in the game. I didn't realize it's 17
you don't
assists.
even feel it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my opinion about it.
I don't like. Is it even really stat padding though? Like I feel like it's just kind of human nature. Like, oh, I want to have anyone who's ever played basketball is like, yeah, you know how many points you have in your head at all times. You don't know how many rebounds and assists in like a men's league because they don't keep it. But you're in an NBA arena. Your stats are all over the jumbotrons, the screens, everything. Like, it's impossible to avoid knowing your stats. So I don't know. Maybe they are stat padding, but like it's not necessarily a new thing. Like I think back in the day, like Moses Malone used to like get his own rebound, just like throw it off the backboard like 5 times to get more rebounds.
Oh, yeah, you don't think Wilt Chamberlain was trying to get 100 points?
Yeah, like, that's what I mean.
It's ridiculous.
Well, there's conspiracies out there. That is not true. Maybe we'll do a deep dive on that.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I don't know. No videos of it. But however, yeah, I mean, it's pretty entertaining to follow on Twitter, but I'd say I'd fall on the line of Jokic is probably not stat padding.
Well, whatever he's doing, he's winning games and going to probably be the MVP again, so he's doing something right.
Yeah. That was the other thing I was going to say. Even if you are stat padding, it does help your team if you have like 28 points, 17 rebounds, and 14 assists. So however you get there, it's the method of getting there doesn't necessarily matter. But yeah, Adam, how long are we at?
Sorry. Probably like 20 minutes, maybe a little more.
Like 25, I think.
Yeah.
We can wrap this up.
All right. You want to wrap it up or want me to?
Yeah, I'll wrap it up.
Sounds good.
Shout out Patty for a great segment idea. Yeah, Patty, great name, Copycat League. I really think it's going to stick. So shout out Patty. Shout out Adam for sticking it out in this pre-show. And we're just going to kick it right over to Maddy Siegrist. Like you said, great interview. One of a kind. Obviously, I think I'm going to say it, Patty. The best player in women's college basketball. I'm putting it out there.
The best player in women's college basketball, and also the best. The most accomplished player.
Yes.
Join us on the show. That's how I would put it. As far as
that is true.
All-time Big East scorer, most points in the history of Villanova. I don't know, averaging 48 a game, all that. So, yeah, I'll second you in that notion. So
shout out Maddy. Like always, follow at Swider Show on Instagram, Twitter. Email us your questions at swidershow@gmail.com. And again, shout out to Blue Wire, keeping us going and obviously putting some ads in our show. So shout out them.